circling.
Starting event.
Hey, Gamers, Andy with the Facebook Live TV show. We are live. I'm coming from Brea, California, and our guest, Hani, is going to be coming from Toronto, Canada. I'm excited to do this because I just found out how long ago this tool has actually been available, so I'm a little bit upset that I did not know about this earlier. I guess I should listen to more of John Lee Dumas's podcast, because I probably would have learned on it on his podcast. But I want to jump right into this tool, because if I don't want you to delay any longer from having it, because if you are creating content on Facebook, YouTube, a podcaster, it doesn't matter. This tool is a must-have, and I don't say that much anymore because I have been getting rid of stuff. I am a huge a shiny object person, where I've been testing all these tools and seeing if I like them, and then I forget to cancel them. So I pay month to month for stuff that I'm not even using, and so I've been shedding and saying I'm not going to buy anything new until Repurpose came around. And only because it saves me time and money, and that's the only reason I'm doing it. So I want to introduce Hani Mora to our Facebook Live TV show. How you doing, Hani?
I'm doing well, Andy. How are you?
Fantastic. How's the weather in Toronto?
Oh, raining. Today it's raining.
Oh, it's raining here.
Oh, it's on the cooler side, but it's November. It's can't complain. The snow hasn't hit yet, so we can't complain.
Awesome.
Happy about that.
So let's set the stage so that people know why we even should be listening to you and looking at your software. Who are you? How'd you get started? How did you come up with this great product?
Yeah, I've been doing software for podcasters, live streamers, YouTubers for at least 4 years now. And even prior to that, I was a video blogger. So I always appreciated the value of content. But it was 2000, about 4 years ago. Can't do the math in my head right now. What year are we in? Yeah, about 4 years ago, I kicked off my first WordPress plugin, which was designed to automate publishing YouTube videos onto your WordPress site. Kind of solving my own niche, trying to automate that process, because I was doing it, week after week after week. That grew into a podcasting automation tool and podcast player for WordPress, and that one just picked up speed. I got involved in the podcasting space, and I love it. Like, I show up to all the big conferences, the podcast movement in particular, and I love being in that space. And then that evolved into live streaming, because podcasters also like to do live streaming. So I made a WordPress plugin for that automation from Facebook Live to your WordPress site. And then it just kind of dawned on me, like, publishing content to your WordPress site is a great place for people to consume it, but what about discoverability on other platforms? So Repurpose was born to kind of complete the circle. Take your content and move it across platforms. For example, take a podcast, an audio podcast, send it to YouTube as a video, send it to Facebook as a video, send it to SoundCloud as an audio, just going across platforms. And that's how Repurpose was born.
It's awesome. And I love it, because one of the people we follow very closely, I mean, much of my audience, I'm including probably many of the people that watch this podcast or watch this Facebook Live. You're saying podcast, now I got podcast stuck in my head. Is Mike Koenig's in San Diego. He has a company called You Everywhere Now. And I think that's perfect, because you need, literally, it doesn't matter what business you're in, is you need to be in all the places that you can possibly be. YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, and all those other crazy ones. Have a podcast, have a blog. Yeah. But the problem with having all those things is that in the early days, like last week, I had to do something in all of them manually and put them in there, and it's just so time consuming. And you and I were just talking off camera just a few minutes ago that so many people that are in business, their niche is that thing. Dog training, chiropractic, dentistry, whatever it is, and it's not the technology behind doing all this stuff. And they don't want to be bothered having to repurpose their stuff themselves, so they end up hiring somebody, which costs a lot of money. Mm-hmm. Or they end up doing it late at night after they're done with their regular stuff, trying to be these other things that they're not, techie people, and it just takes away from who they are, and that is that niche that they're in. And I think this tool saves people from doing that. Do you get a lot of reaction? What are some of the things that you've heard about how much you've saved people time and money? Do you have any stories?
Yeah, I mean, just the initial reaction is, wow, that was so easy. I mean, that's always the first reaction. Easy. And that's always been my goal when I design software. But some interesting examples. I know John Lee Dumas is using it for his podcast. He's got a daily podcast. And when I introduced him to the software, he's like, his jaw just dropped. He said it used to take his team about an hour to make these videos, upload them onto YouTube, upload them onto Facebook. Well, convert the audio into a video, upload it to Facebook, upload it to YouTube, just about an hour. And I told him you just literally have to press a button. And you don't even need to press a button when we're talking. You can automate it. And he's like, wow, what? So I got together with his team. And so he was blown away. He's a huge fan. He's publishing, obviously, every day content to YouTube and his audio podcast to YouTube and Facebook. But also a lot of live streamers. I know Stephen Healy. I don't know if you've heard that name or not.
Yeah,
sure. He's an avid live streamer, and he's got a ton of different shows. And I can't remember the number he gave me, like talking about 20, 30 hours of downloading and uploading that he doesn't have to do anymore. He used to download every episode off of Facebook, manually upload it to YouTube, and he would do like a couple of shows a day, like one or two a day and daily. And I'm like, and he saw this and he was like, I'm in, like no brainer for him. So hours.
Since last week when I first started using your tool, I've uploaded, I think, to YouTube somewhere close to 300 videos out of my Facebook Lives. And and I would just wake up with the notifications from YouTube saying your YouTube video has successfully been uploaded. And about every 30 minutes or so, I get those notifications, and I just smile and said, I was cooking dinner, I was playing with the kids, I was watching the World Series, whatever I was doing, it was all happening automatically. And so I want to thank you for that. You just saved me so much time. And I've been wanting to do it, but I haven't done it because it takes too much time.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. No, it's so true. I hear that a lot. People want to do it. They know the value of it, but they just, it's on their list. They never get to it because it takes time until now.
Yeah. So I want to say hi to Everett O'Keefe. He's joined us. Chris Carlson's joined us. They say they're looking forward to two rock stars. I'm not sure if I fall into that or not, but yeah, however that goes, whatever. I don't know. Wait, well, forget the rock star part. Well, John Lee Dumas is one of your customers, and you guys have become friends, and so that's a pretty big name. Are there any other people that you can share? I don't know if you have to keep it quiet or not. That your tool, but John Lee Dumas is a pretty big one since he was the leader in podcasting right now. Yeah.
No, he's a great guy. I mean, just in general, for outside of podcasting, he's a great person. I mean, it's just a ton. Like we just crossed over 1,000 users since April, and actually more recently, another exciting one was you probably have heard of it. A tool called TubeBuddy. You must have heard TubeBuddy. Yeah. The owner of TubeBuddy reached out to me. He said, "Holy smokes! I've been looking to do this for my podcast, and we just started using Repurpose for their podcast. They have a podcast that goes out, and they're loving it. They're like, this is a fantastic tool." So I was excited to see people who create value in the YouTube market also appreciating the tools that the team is creating over here. So it's exciting. I just saw that in the Facebook group about TubeBuddy, and I just started using that recently too. And that would be another great person I would love to interview about TubeBuddy, because that's another great tool that saves anything that saves time and money and is easy to use. I'm all in. When I saw TubeBuddy, just on a little side note, it's got a lot of value for content on YouTube. Really optimizes the stuff. I'm happy to do the introduction if you want after the show. I'll introduce you to Phil and the team and get them on the show. Yeah, very good. Chris wants to know how he gets a T-shirt, and I want to know the same thing. That's a pretty cool T-shirt. Yeah, and the first time I gave these T-shirts away was at the Podcast Movement 2017. I was in Anaheim a few months ago. What? Yeah, I was a police officer in Anaheim, and it's right down. I can look at Anaheim right across the street. Oh yeah. Well, so thanks a lot. Next year I think Philadelphia. Podcast Movement 2018. I was just in Philadelphia 2 weeks ago. What the hell's going on here? No, next year. We still got time. We got till 2018. All right, cool. All right. I don't want to keep these people hanging on, because I know we have I have lots of questions, and I want people to see exactly what it is we're talking about. So go ahead and share your screen, and let's just start walking through the software, because I could talk to you all day about all this stuff. Yeah. So basically, I'm going to show you how this thing works. So just quick confirmation, you can see my Repurpose dashboard. Are we all good? Okay, awesome. Yep. So Repurpose is kind of two main steps. First step, it's just a one-time thing. You gotta go to your connections page, and all you're doing here is you're hooking up your what we call channels. So your Facebook account, YouTube account, Dropbox account. We support a whole bunch of different things. Google Drive. This is our test server, by the way, so you're getting a sneak peek of what's coming. Twitter. So we're working on that. And it kind of gives you an idea if it's an input or an output. So input just means what's the source of the content, audio podcast or Facebook channel. And output means where you can send it to. I'll describe all that. I'll show you how that works. But I've already added my Facebook, YouTube, Dropbox. I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to do it live here. Add a podcast. So you just give it a name. Give me anything you want, just so you know what it is. And you can use any podcast feed. Anything that's compatible with iTunes was compatible with Repurpose. So it could be a Spreaker, Libsyn, whatever hosting platform, doesn't matter. As long as it's compatible with iTunes, it's fully compatible with Repurpose. So I'm just going to, that's my podcast feed. I'm going to hit connect. And it's a one-time thing. We're set up and we're good to go. So next step is workflows. Here's where the fun happens. Like here's where you make the rules and you say, I want this to happen. When I do this, I want this to happen. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to make a new workflow. And in this example, I'm going to say, let's say podcast to YouTube. That's probably one of the most common things. If you have an audio podcast, you want to send a video version to YouTube, I'm going to make that workflow right now. So I'm going to call it whatever name I like. I'm going to choose my input. So I want my audio podcast, and then it automatically picks my podcast. If you have multiple podcasts, you can add up to 5 podcasts. You can choose the one that you want. So don't forget, you're not adding each episode, you're adding the entire podcast. And I'll show you the next step. It actually shows you all your episodes. It's really, really cool. So step number 3 is the action. What am I doing? I'm going to take that audio and make it into a video. Say that's cool. Next step, where do I want to send that video to? I want to send that video to my YouTube account. And if you have a playlist, it'll show up here, like a YouTube playlist. You can, if you don't want, you can. If you don't have one, you can just make one, whatever you want to call it, and it's there. And hit create. So now we've made this rule, and if I just click view episodes, it'll show you your entire podcast library right here. Not library, your entire podcast feed. So every single episode, this is just my test podcast feed, and literally as simple as just clicking publish. It enters the queue. In a few minutes, it'll start processing. So you're probably wondering, what the heck does it look like? You're taking an audio file and you're making this video, but what does the video look like? So while it's doing that, I'm going to just jump back to workflows and show you how to go in more details and more depth on how to configure this workflow, picking the style of it, and picking some of the YouTube optimization settings you can set. So every workflow has a settings page. If you click on that, you can choose. In this case, we're taking an audio file to make into a video. So you can choose 6 templates that we have right now. So what's the definition of a template? I'm going to show you real quick. Template, you can choose, basically is the background image that and then on top of that, we overlay 3 things. We overlay the title. We overlay this animated waveform. It actually moves when audio is playing. And we annotate on top of it, or superimpose on top of it, this image that you see here, which comes from your podcast feed. It's typically your artwork for your podcast that you normally submit when you submit it to, when you create a feed, you pick an artwork. So it takes the title from your feed, it takes the animated waveform, and it takes this artwork and it puts it right on top. And the beauty is you can design your own template. You don't have to choose these 6. You can upload your own template if you want, brand it any way you want. So you're in total control there. I'm not going to go into all the settings, but the main ones are the call to action. So a call to action, YouTube is nice. It lets you put a link in the description. So here you can actually automatically add a link to either the episode page or a custom link if you want to send people to a landing page. And what we'll do is for every video, it will add this right before the actual description of the video on YouTube. I'll show you what this all means.
Okay.
So you can have a total custom link here. You can say sign up for my newsletter, or listen to more episodes, whatever you want, customize the text and the description and the link, and this will show up right below the video on YouTube. Fully clickable, of course, which is total bonus. And then privacy settings, typically public, but if you want to test, you can go unlisted or private. And keywords. So you do some keyword research, add a few tags / keywords in here, and business podcast, whatever you want to add, and you're good to go. So there's a few other settings in here that's more advanced, but not going to show that right now. But the whole idea is you set this up once. We come here, and actually the video's already done. So let's have a quick peek what the video looks like. Yeah, so there we have it. We have this video that chose the default template that we have. It added the episode title. It added this waveform. It added my image. And then it puts the link. In my case, I wanted to put the specific episode link that's on my website. So it pulled that automatically. And then if I say show more, it shows, it shows the content of the show notes that you upload on your podcast. So it pulls everything in automatically for you without, you saw me, I just clicked publish. So it's really as simple as that. And where the more magic even happens is when you go back to workflow. So I just published a single episode. Usually I recommend people to upload 1 or 2, make sure they like the template and everything. But once you're done, you can go and just turn this button on. This is my magic button, my favorite button right here. Publish mode, it's set to manual. I hit auto and boom, it does 2 things. If I go back to here, it has automatically queued up my entire library. So it's queued up everything to get processed and uploaded to YouTube. And then even cooler is every time I publish a new episode, say tomorrow my new podcast episode goes out, I hit publish, just do the way I normally do it, and repurpose within 15 minutes, half an hour, we'll pick it up, make the video, send it to YouTube without you even having to log in to the software and hit publish. So,
yes. And yes, it does.
Yes. And that is the power, is once you've tested a few episodes, you like the way it looks, you like the way it's going, just turn on that auto publish and rock and roll.
All right. Before we leave YouTube, I just have a couple questions. Have you noticed or have you heard of any issues that YouTube has with your tool uploading stuff from Facebook? There were some questions in our mastermind group about whether YouTube has little things that they get upset about it that you do or don't do in regard to this type of thing.
You talking about Facebook, taking a Facebook video in particular?
Yeah, Facebook directly using a tool to go into YouTube. Is there any?
No, there's no issues with going from Facebook to YouTube. I mean, everything is done. There's no sniffing around of stuff. Everything is done. So the formal application has been submitted to Facebook. They approve their application. We've got proper authentication from YouTube. So everything is done formally. There's no weird stealing a link from here and trying to upload it. Everything's done through proper APIs.
Okay. Yeah. And what about the speed? For some reason, I used to use a tool called Traffic Geyser. And for some reason, I'm remembering, and I don't know exactly because I'm not that technical into this kind of stuff, but they didn't like if something was uploading so quickly or something like that. There was something about the timing. So I guess that's not an issue either.
Yeah, I mean, the only timing thing is the queue. So we have a queuing system that we're always trying to improve as we get more and more users. But there's, in terms of download, we're basically downloading the video for you to our servers and uploading it for you. I did notice just personally on the side that downloading a video from Facebook is not super fast. If you download it yourself on your computer, it's the same thing. It's not super crazy fast, but you don't have to worry about it. That's the beauty of repurpose. It's all done on our servers. Your computer can be off. You could be sleeping. It's just doing its magic automatically. So yeah, it does. We check every 15 minutes or half an hour for a new episode, and then we download it and send it off to YouTube. So the workflow I showed you with taking audio podcast to YouTube, I can quickly show people, because it seems like a lot of people are more into live streaming, or at least people here. Do you want me to show how to set
we'll do that? But I just have one more. I have one more question about YouTube before. And this is one that we talked about in you and I messaged back and forth, that there is some people that believe that the raw file name needs to match the title. and I've heard back and forth. I've done research, and I can't get a straight answer. But right now it says unknown when you're going from Facebook Live, or even, I guess, from the podcast to YouTube. What are your plans for that, if any?
Yeah, for sure. We talked about it offline when you mentioned to me a few weeks ago. I added it to our list of things to do. And basically the idea is to kind of build in the title, use the title of that Facebook Live or the title of the podcast, and kind of use hyphens or underscore. I'll do a bit of research to see what's more acceptable or what's more traditional, and kind of build the file name based on the title.
All right, cool.
And also keywords as well. You mentioned maybe adding a few keywords at the end. So yeah, definitely great tip. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Okay, next.
That should be worth a t-shirt.
All right, we'll talk offline.
Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna flip back my screen, hit share, and so we created workflow that goes audio podcast to YouTube. You can make as many workflows as you want. I'm gonna make another one that's basically gonna take my FB Live and send them to, say, YouTube as well. And this time, my input is my Facebook Live videos. And just a quick note: if you actually upload a lot of videos on Facebook, you can just choose Facebook videos, which are just normal upload videos. So you can repurpose those videos, upload it to Facebook, and send them to YouTube as well. So it's not limited to live videos. So we show both options here. So, but in my case, I'm going to pick my live video.
So can I just ask you, if you're going to do videos, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to do your Facebook Lives, or does videos mean all videos on your Facebook?
Good question. Videos are, I guess, uploaded videos, non-live videos.
Okay.
And then live videos is just live. So they're separate. But you can make two workflows. You can have one workflow that takes your lives, send them here, and one can take your regular videos and send them there. So I chose Facebook Live, choose my account that I already connected, and then it shows you the option to choose your profile, group, or page. So if you do your live on a page or a group, you can pick that, and then let's say Facebook page, and then you can choose what page. It gives you a list of all your pages that you're administrator for. So yes, you have to be an administrator for the page in order to read videos from it. And same with the group. You have to be an administrator of the group as well. So I can show you all my groups. I can grab the Facebook Lives that I've done in this group. So hit next. I have two options here, actually. I can take that video as it is, send it off to a channel, or I can convert that video into an audio. So if you're thinking of doing an audio podcast, or you want to repurpose your Facebook Lives with audio, you can have them automatically converted to audios and sent to maybe a Dropbox or a Google Drive or SoundCloud. So you have that option as well. But just for this,
that's one of the questions in the chat. Did you have any plans in the future for that audio to go to an actual podcast?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. We are looking at Libsyn first, and we're in the middle of doing that. And then next, well, I don't know exactly which one's going to be next, but we are looking at Podbean, Spreaker, and Blueberry as well. Like all the popular podcast hosting platforms, it will be integrated.
Well, do Spreaker next, because that's what I use.
You use Spreaker? Okay. I know. All right, done. I'll just work on it right now. No, they're all in the queue. They all have APIs, so it's all doable.
Awesome. That will make Everett very happy.
Yeah, and then the next step beyond that would be to actually allow you to automatically upload intros and outros. That's something we're adding as well. But kind of we're trying to do it in stages to just get it going to Spreaker first, and then add the intro outro to it. So yeah, it's a lot of exciting things coming. I'm excited. I love this stuff.
That just gave me the chills, because I have an intro and an outro, and I was thinking, how can I get those in there? Then I have to do what I wouldn't have to do. You just get out of here.
So I love this stuff. I love these reactions. So anyway, back to here. We're going to upload that video, and I'm going to send it to YouTube or Dropbox if I want to copy. But anyway, YouTube, you get the gist of it. Same kind of deal. I'd say next, and view videos. It's going to show me all my videos. I only have one in my Facebook group. Then you can hit publish and rock and roll. That's it. It's as simple as that. We've got a few settings here as well. Actually, you know what? Something I didn't mention. I want to show. I want to talk about this. This is really powerful. A lot of people don't want all their Facebook lives to go to YouTube. They want only specific ones. So you can either, just do them all in one page or one group and categorize it that way. But you can use hashtags. So you can say,
I forgot about that too.
Yeah, this is really powerful. You can say only import videos with hashtag, I don't know, repurpose. Whatever you want, whatever hashtag you want. So you can have it only import videos with that hashtag, or you can have it ignore videos with certain hashtags. So, if you don't want certain videos that say, family, hashtag family or personal, you can ignore those. So you can set the rules here. Now, where this is really powerful is, let's say I'm going to only import videos that are hashtag repurpose. This comes in really, really handy when you turn the auto button, because a lot of feedback comes when people say, hey, I do a Facebook Live. I want to go in and edit the description and clean it up, really put some meat in the description on Facebook before repurpose picks it up and sends it to YouTube. How can I do that without having to go in here and click publish every time? So the trick is to use the hashtags. So when you do your Facebook Live, first you come in here, you turn on auto. You're done. Then you never have to log into repurpose again. You do your Facebook Live. You don't put any hashtags in there. You go live. Once you're done, you edit the description, you clean up the title and whatever you want, and then you insert the hashtag. And that acts like a trigger. And repurpose will only start publishing when that hashtag shows up in Facebook. So it gives you a time. It gives you as long as you want, 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, to clean up the description before it goes off and repurpose picks it up for you. So that's a really cool hack that I can't even take credit for. Stephen Healy came up with this hack. It's brilliant. I tell people it's like brilliant because they don't want to go and edit the description on Facebook, then go to YouTube and edit it again because repurpose grabbed it too early. So
repurpose is just monitoring your Facebook page this whole time, and the moment that you put that hashtag in, it recognizes it and goes as it.
You got it. It's exactly right. That's exactly right.
That just kicked my ass.
Yeah, that's so powerful. That feature is so powerful because Facebook, because people don't want their videos to go right away. They want to just say, wait, I want to clean up the description a little bit. I want to add more content or add more links.
Okay, wait a minute. Everett said he missed it. And I think this is worth repeating. Okay. So let's just say that one time. He said he missed what you just said. I got it, and I've got the chills. But tell me what it is that you just said.
Okay, so let's do a hypothetical situation. I do Facebook Lives, and I don't want it to go to Facebook to YouTube right away, because I want to go in and edit the description on my Facebook Live and add more links, add guest name, add whatever I want to add to it. So to do that, first of all, I just want to make sure you guys know anybody right now on Facebook, you can edit your video. You can edit the video and you can put a title to it, edit the description, put whatever you want to do. Because when you go live, typically you just do something really quick, like a short description, but typically you want the show up. When you want it to go to YouTube, you want the full description to go to YouTube. So you want to have a little more meat in your discussion. So keep that in mind. You can edit any video on Facebook and modify the description on it later. To add show notes, you can add things that happen, all the good stuff, summaries of the show after the fact. So keep that in mind. You can do that on Facebook. So with repurpose, if you don't do anything, you don't use any hashtags, you turn on the auto publish. As soon as you're done going live, let me just share my screen. I forgot you can see my screen. So it's back in repurpose here. If you had nothing set up in the hashtags, you click auto publish. As soon as you're done going live, it's going to pick it up automatically within 10, 15 minutes. And you may not have had enough time to update that description, which means you would have to go back to YouTube, edit it on YouTube, as well as on Facebook. So that's no fun, right? So you can go into settings and just say only import certain hashtags, and you can use any hashtag you want. And by
anything that works for you. So you
yes.
just
Yeah, you could say, I don't know, show one, whatever you want to call it. Andy Live, whatever you want to call it, something that you know what it is. So we set that up and repurpose. And then we turn on the auto publish. Now, if I go live, I don't include any hashtag. I just go live and do my thing normally on Facebook. And then when I'm done, I edit the Facebook video. I add in all the content I want to add. And then right at the end, put the hashtag, that secret hashtag that we set up in the settings here. And what that does is that tells repurpose, all right, now I'm ready to grab it and put it on YouTube. So when it goes to YouTube, you have the proper description going along with it as well, not the short description that you quickly created when it first went live.
Does it matter whether you put that hashtag in the title or description?
That's a great question. I believe it's in the description. I believe it's in the, I have to confirm that, but
that was Chris that asked that question.
Yeah, it's a great. So I honestly don't remember. I don't remember. If you're not sure, put it in both. But I could look.
So we're going to go with description for the time being. That's probably more likely.
That's it. Yeah,
it would make sense because you don't want to wait. Yeah, you don't want to waste the description. I mean the title with a hashtag necessarily. So that was good. Dropbox. So I make Kajabi, training videos and things like that. You could use Kajabi for membership sites, and Kajabi loves Dropbox. So it is that is the next greatest thing to YouTube for me, is that I can have them go up to Dropbox, and then that one I use manual, because not every Facebook Live do I want to go into my Dropbox and use it in the thing. Is there anything we need to know about Dropbox? You can have it go into specific folders too in Dropbox, right, and that kind of stuff. But I love this feature. Yeah,
no, it's basically what you said. You can set a folder, tell it to go here. You can even use a hashtag trick as well to Dropbox. You can say, I only want this hashtag to go in to Dropbox under this folder, and then that way you don't have to manually publish. You add the hashtag when you go live, and that's going to show up in Dropbox. So you can take advantage. The hashtag is not limited to YouTube. The hashtag is basically works with any workflow that has a Facebook Live as the starting point, as the input.
So that one I could use hashtag Kajabi, and it would go Dropbox.
As soon as you're done, you put the hashtag in, it's going to go show up in that folder on your computer. It's brilliant.
I thought that hashtag thing was cool before, but now I realize the power of the hashtag. Now it's even more awesome. Yeah. And then you have Google Drive.
Yeah, Google Drive. Some people prefer Dropbox, people prefer Google Drive. So same kind of deal. You can create a folder there and send it there as well. You can send it as an audio, MP3 file, or as the full video, or both. Totally up to you what you want to do with your content.
And I'm not sure if you mentioned it or not, but you can also have you may have mentioned it, but you have your podcast to go to a Facebook page or Facebook group also.
Yes, exactly. Yep. I can show that real quick. It's the same idea as going to YouTube, but you can choose a Facebook. And when you choose the destination Facebook, you can decide if you send it to my page, send it to my personal profile, or send it to a specific group as well. So if podcasts have their own. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
If you have a group that's just for your podcast audience, your listeners, you can just have the episodes go there directly. Yep. And when I say go there, they're being uploaded as a video. So keep that in mind. It's not like we're uploading it to YouTube and it's sharing a link from YouTube. It's what's called a native upload. It's uploading an MP4 file right to your Facebook. And Facebook loves native video. They want you to upload the videos.
Whatever happened to you, if you know this question, it has nothing to do with repurpose. Whatever happened to audio live that Facebook was going to do?
Yeah, I never got access to it. Me, like personally, I never. And then it kind of was happening for a few weeks, and then I don't see anybody doing it anymore.
Yeah, me either. So yeah, I do that with my dog training, Train the Dog Trainer program. I do a podcast that goes right into my Train the Dog Trainer Facebook page. So it works perfectly just like YouTube. So I've tested it out, and I created the podcast because of repurpose. I had been meaning to do it, and again, it's one of those things that I've been meaning to do, but I just never got off my duff to do it. And then your your product, your service, your app, pushed me over the edge, and I started that podcast, and it works outstanding.
I love hearing that, honestly, because that's the biggest obstacle is people just knowing the amount of work you have to do makes people stop and say, I'm not doing this. Like, but now knowing there's a tool out there that can automate a good chunk of it, it's like, hey, great. Now I don't have an excuse anymore. I think Everett's got a great question about admin privileges. So yeah, you do need to be an administrator for that group or that page in order to send videos to it. That's correct.
Another question that one of my, I think it was in the mastermind group had, can you, because you can't have a Facebook group post, you can't share it into a page. With Repurpose, can you do that? Can you share from a group to a page?
Group to a page, I would doubt it, especially if it's a private group. It kind of defeats the whole purpose of having a private group. But you can do the other way around. You can have the video uploaded to your page, and then you can share that to the group. So that's kind of one way of doing it. One thing about uploading videos to Facebook, you get a lot more analytics if you upload it to the page versus uploading it to your personal profile. Personal profile will tell you how many views. In a group, I'm not 100% sure. I haven't played around too much. But if you upload to a page, you can go into Business Manager or whatever it's called and then see a lot more how long people are watching, where the cutoff point is, and you get a lot more analytics. So if you have a page, upload it there and then share that post to your personal profile and to a group. That way all the stats are kind of locked in one place and you get a lot more stats.
Okay. I know we just got a sneak peek about Twitter. That was cool. And I had asked you about Vimeo. What are your plans for Vimeo? Because I personally love Vimeo. Yeah,
we had a few requests in the past for Vimeo. So yeah, we're definitely going to add Vimeo as well. I can't promise timelines. I'm trying. We're trying to crank them out one by one. But I know Libsyn, like going from an audio Facebook Live to an audio to Libsyn, which is one of the bigger podcast hosts, and that's in the works right now. So it's actually being developed right now, and that's a good one. Yeah, it's a good one because it almost makes me want to start a podcast now because I can just go live and boom, start the podcast.
Yeah, we need you to work a little bit harder because apparently you're not working fast enough for any of us.
I know.
I cannot believe that I didn't find out about you earlier. I mean, this would have saved me so much work, but I'm glad that I did. Is there anything that we did not talk about that we want to make sure and hit? Any plans for the future? Any other products you have coming up? Because apparently you're brilliant.
I wouldn't say brilliant, but I'm lazy, I guess.
Well, brilliance comes with laziness, right?
Yeah, that's true. But actually, one thing is worth mentioning: if you are repurposing content, like you're going across different channels, and you have a WordPress site, your WordPress site is another channel. So it's another place to repurpose your YouTube videos, repurpose your Facebook Lives, repurpose your podcasts. So we have WordPress plugins for those as well. They're not part of Repurpose; they're disconnected, but Repurpose and the WordPress plugins, they complement each other. So if you are interested, shoot me a message, shoot Andy a message, and we'll get you hooked up with the plugins that can automate that. They're very inexpensive. Even Repurpose, honestly, just being 100% honest, it's really inexpensive right now. People have told me that it needs to be priced higher, which is weird when your customers tell you it's too inexpensive. It's kind of a weird thing, but it's good to hear. But it's been around since April. I still call it fresh, still new. Yep. It's stable now, though. I mean, in the beginning, of course, we got our beta users prior to April. We had to really, really be on top of it. Now it's a smooth machine. It has hiccups. Everybody has hiccups, but it's a smooth machine in general.
Well, in general, it just works, and those are powerful words in tech. It just works.
Yeah, and we're like the team is there. Like we got support tickets. We're on it. Like we been doing software for 4 years now, and number one thing is even if the product doesn't work or has a glitch, I always respect the fact that, hey, someone bought something and it's not working, our team is on it, whether it's myself or one of the developers or a support person. They are on it to make sure it works the way it's supposed to work for your site or for your channels. So we believe in support a lot.
Yeah, that's one thing about this show is that I make sure and let people know that because for me, support is huge. Because, like I said, I know some stuff, but there's some things that I don't know, whatever. I have a brain fart every so often. And I would say your company, 22 Social, is one of my favorites in San Diego. Their support is fantastic. I love those guys. You are right there with them, because every time I've had a question, because like I said, it just works for me, and I have not had that much of a glitch other than just early signing on. I just had to ask you a question, but you got back right to me right away. And I don't want to assume that you can message Hani, because now he'll get 100 messages. Yeah, now he doesn't get back to you. But I just know that you've been very responsive. You've been very kind to me in regard to I speak on Saturday in San Diego at an event, and were able to set me up with an affiliate link that gave, and I'm using it here to give everybody a 2-year deal with a 30-day money back guarantee. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean, I honestly, I don't call people customers, I call them friends, because once I get to know them, once we have conversation, we become friends, and we go to conferences and just go to hang out. It's, I feel people tell me very approachable. I'm like, well, you're paying money for a service there, and the software is delivering the service, but it's still a service. And I like people. I don't hide behind the computer all day. I mean, sometimes it's nice, but sometimes I like going out and do conferences and meeting people. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to making more friends. Yeah.
Well, that is refreshing about this business. At least the people I've surrounded myself with, we all, enjoy actually helping each other out, giving each other tips, helping other people save money. This is one of those times that I hope that I'm giving to my audience, something that's fantastic. And I really do think it is. I'm not just, you've not paid me to tell anybody this. I love the program. It's saved me literally hundreds of hours between last week and today. As I get done with this Facebook Live, it'll post on Facebook. And after we get done, it is automatically going to go to my Dropbox. Not to my Dropbox. I'll manually make it go to my Dropbox. It's automatically going to go to my YouTube channel. And I don't have to do a thing. It's just going to happen. I can leave this broadcast, go to lunch. While I'm at lunch, it's all going to happen in the background. And there's just nothing better. I'll do a podcast later on. When I get done with the podcast, it will go both to my Facebook page that I want it to go to. It'll go to YouTube. And I won't have to do anything other than just make the podcast, and it'll be all done for me. So I thank you very much for creating this product, and looking forward to what it is you have going on in the future.
Yeah, awesome. I'm excited too. There's a lot of things in the pipeline and that I'm excited about, and just, feedback, listening to what people want, how people use the content, and where they want it to go. And that's what we focus on.
All right. Well, I love how Webinar Jam just kind of worked today. This was fantastic. You shared your screen. Two of my favorite things right now are Be Live and Webinar Jam. Webinar Jam I used to hate. It was miserable. It was always crashing and it was glitches, but they've done a good job of redoing their whole program. Be Live has been fantastic the last couple of weeks. I don't know if you use Be Live at all or lately, but the picture quality and the audio quality have been fantastic.
Yeah, no, I love Be Live. I met the creator, one of the founding members way back, and super nice guy, and just became kind of friends as well. So yeah, like people in this industry, I just feel like I make a lot of friends here.
Very cool. Well, thank you for spending this time with us. We've gone on for about 45 minutes, and I feel like I could just talk a little bit longer because it's been great talking to you. You've been a great guest. I really appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. All right, Everett, Chris, thanks for joining me. Whoever else is watching, I'm syndicating out to about 8 other Facebook pages as we're doing this. So it's going out to a couple other places that I can't see their comments because I can only see in the Facebook Live TV show. So if you've been commenting and I've not been talking to you or hearing your question, I will probably get notifications. I will try to get to you. Understand that if you signed up through the Webinar Jam registration page, there's links to that 2-year deal with 30-day money-back guarantee that Hani made available to us. Just click on that link and you'll get right in there and use it, because you're going to want to use it, and you're going to want to use this tool. If not, and you are in one of those other Facebook pages and for whatever reason don't see it, just let me know and I will get it to you so you can get the same deal that everybody else is getting. But again, thank you, Hani, very much. Is there any last things that we want to talk about before we leave that have come to your mind?
No, I think we're good. I think, just to clarify, it's actually just you save 25% with the special deal, and it's only for 1 year. So you're not committing for 2 years.
Sorry,
don't panic. It's just 1 year. And if you don't like it, in 30 days, you get your money back as well. So.
Yeah. Sorry, 1 year. I'll go back and edit all that video. Nah, why not? I'll have repurposed it.
Yeah, one day it'll become an editing software. It'll do things for you. Awesome. Well, thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Andy. Appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for your time and then great questions.
All right. Awesome. All right. Thank you. Talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.